Hello, 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 my lovely family and friends. It's me, Samira, once again. And here today, I'm going to be sharing with you my shredded beef jollof rice. I hope all of you are doing so well by God's grace. And I am delighted to come your way with this simple but delicious recipe. Okay? So before you leave today, make sure you subscribe if you haven't, like, share this video, and give me a thumbs up. And don't forget to comment, say something to me. Okay, thank you. So let's get into our prep. So first of all, our beef. Okay, so I'm using this piece of beef. Okay, I can't remember the cuts of this beef, but I think it's a roasting joint, I think. Yeah, so what I'm going to be doing is to shred this, right? But when it is fresh like this, cutting it into pieces is a pain, right? So what I do is I cut it into chunks as you see it. Normally, I try to shred it with a fork. So I try to cut it along the grain so that it's easy to shred. But sometimes I can't find I can't find the along the grain or across the grain. I just can't make it out. It just confuses me. So if you observe, I'm trying to see which is which. So in the end, I'm like, I wouldn't even bother. Okay, so just let me just cut it anyway, and then I'll just shred it. However, it turns out or it comes out. Okay, so I'm cutting it into big chunks here. Then I add it to my saucepan, right? Then yeah, I'm going to steam this. Okay, I'm going to steam this with some spices. Okay, I'm going to use my spice cubes, okay, to steam this, right? I added this, has got so many. I will link the recipe down below for you to see. It's got almost everything on this earth in that thing. It's so delicious. Okay, so I'll steam it, and once it is cooked, I let it cool down, right? A bit, not a lot, a bit, if you can. I couldn't wait, but I let it cool down, like, so that it's easy on my hand. It's easy to touch. It's not cold. Yeah, but it's a bit warm. So yeah, I try and shred it with a fork, as I told you. But because I didn't get the direction I wanted, it's proving quite difficult. So I'll eventually have to resort to using the knife to slice them into pieces. Okay. So when you're able to get the direction of the grain right, like this one, I got this one right, so it was easy to shred. You find that you get a whole lot meat for your shredded beef jollof rice. So the idea of this recipe is that you find shredded meat, or you find tiny pieces of meat everywhere, like not everywhere, but sort of like it is scattered, well scattered. I mean, like well populated in the rice. Okay, so this is how I eventually got it. But normally I get it smaller than that. If you can, that's perfect. Okay, so I set this aside, and then let me show you the rest of the ingredients. I'm going to be using some chopped onions, and this is my tomato sauce, which I have thawed or defrosted. Yeah. So in my well trusted jollof saucepan, I add my sunflower oil, and I'm going to fry the meat. Okay. So I'm going to fry this until it is brown, right? We fry it until it is nicely caramelized. And once that is that, it's advisable. I would advise that you fry it in smaller pieces, not smaller pieces, I mean like smaller quantities, okay, so that it fries very well. If you load all of the meat into the oil, that little oil, it's going to cool down the oil, and it's going to take longer for it to brown, or for it to, fry to your desired consistency, like caramelized, as you say. So this is how it looks like now, and I will set that aside. Okay, it will be sitting down doing its own thing whilst I do the rest. So in goes in my chopped onions and my bay leaf. Okay, so this recipe is really, really, I mean, straightforward and easy. I have a lot of jollof rice stew in my on my channel, this one and Bezelia God&Food as well. No, on Bezelia Food as well. So you can always, I'll leave the links in the description box for you to see. So I've added my more of the stock cubes, or my spice cubes, if I can call it that. And I'm adding some chilies. Okay, this is chili powder. It is really hot. I bought this from a Chinese shop, and I don't know why it's so hot. Right? It's like, afterwards I even regretted putting that much because it was so hot. I even couldn't handle it myself, but then it was so good. Okay. I love heat. I love just a chili. A show and head. So that is how it goes. So I add in my tomato sauce, and yeah, give it a stir, and I'm going to cover it for it to simmer. Okay, so here I've added passata. If you watch my videos and you see that I almost always add passata to my tomato bases, okay, because to me it's a substitute for tomato puree. I prefer to use that to using tomato puree. So yeah, it will give me the color if I want color from tomatoes or something. Yeah. And sometimes too, my tomato sauce is not enough, so I just use that to support it. Okay, so it's a very firm supporter of my tomato bases. Okay, so here as you see, I'm grating some nutmeg. Okay, fresh nutmeg. I love nutmeg in my jollof rice, in my cabbage stew, and I think that is about it. The only dishes I add. And my chicken soup. Yeah, my chicken soup. I love nutmeg in it. It gives it a very distinct smell and taste. Okay. And it always reminds me of my childhood. That's how my mom used to cook her food. She would add this to her dishes, and it gives it a very nice smell. And oh, I love it. I miss my childhood. I wish I can go back. But no turning back. So as you can see, I've added my shredded beef. Just forgive me for that. I was just sort of reminiscing, walking down memory lane. Yeah, but yeah, I have to come back to reality. Okay, so I've added my shredded beef that I fried and my rice as well, and I give it a good stir. Okay, and that is that jollof done right there. So all that we're going to be needing to do is to be stirring, intermittently. Like, normally when I make my jollof rice, I stir every 5 minutes until it's 20 minutes into the cooking. Then I stop stirring every 5 minutes. Okay. So the reason why I do that is that I don't want a lot of crust. I don't want, because when you leave it on the fire for a longer time, it forms more crust. And what happens is that you lose more rice. Okay, so to maximize your rice, okay, so like if you put 10 cups of rice in, by the time your rice is cooked, you have only 8 cups of rice to eat, right? And jollof has a tendency of burning at the bottom. Sometimes you can get nice crust, sometimes you don't get it. Okay, so I always love to stir it and scrape the bottom every 5 minutes so that the crust don't form so early. So like 20 minutes into the cooking before the crust will start forming. Then I give up on it because whatever I do, it will form anyway. So yeah. So here it is. My rice is cooking nicely. So I think after the fourth stir, I see that the crust is even forming. You can see that it's coming. I'm picking some up and I'm breaking it apart, and I'll mix it. Oh, me, at this time, the crust, I will mix it. I'm not going to take it out. You are going to form part of this rice. Just say, we are going to eat you, Ankasa. You have nowhere to go. Hey, let you go saying, share. Do you know where we have come from? Okay, so I put a kitchen foil on it and then cover it and let it steam. And look at the rice. Look at this rice. It is so delicious. Okay. So let me just say that I made another kind, okay, of shredded beef jollof rice. And that one I didn't fry the beef. Okay. So here it is. Yeah. I just didn't fry it as I did the other one. And oh my god, this one, it was so good. It was bad. That is what we call sweet bad. Yeah, that's where we got that name from. It's so good. It's so sweet. It's bad. Oh my days. I couldn't eat like a plate of this food. It was that good. It was too good, actually. So yeah, just thought I should just show you that as well. Okay, so yeah, if you really do need a recipe, I can share it as well. But this was to die for. It was just perfect. Look at that perfect jollof rice. Amazing. Amazing. I hope you do try this, and I Forever grateful to you. Thank you for stopping by. Please like this video, share, give me a comment, subscribe, like. I mean, like, do all that, things you need to do with the video. All right. Okay. And I will see you in the next one. God bless you and see you soon. Bye.